Hello, gamers! What's up, guys? Hello. Oh, the second that I switch on my desktop audio, I'm gonna start getting points from Xbox. I love that for me. Hi, welcome in. Hope everybody's having an absolutely amazing day. I'm not exhausted at all. Guys, I've had like a really... I feel like the goal for Sundays, okay? The goal is everything got done on Saturday, so I don't have to leave my couch or my bed or my chair. Like, these are supposed to be the 3 spots, okay? I'm not supposed to have to do anything on Sundays. My one job on Sundays is supposed to be dishes when I wake up. It's suddenly going to be very congested. Dishes when I wake up is supposed to be my one job on Sundays, okay? No, that'd be too easy. It never happens, okay? So first I wake up, okay? And I'm like, bro, I'm so hungry. I usually have like cinnamon toast for breakfast with some eggs, but I ran out of cinnamon toast yesterday. So I was like, okay, I'm not the biggest, I used to be like a super big cereal fan when I was a kid, but now I'm like not the biggest cereal fan, but I was like, I need something to eat, and we've got that good old fashioned Reese's Puffs, okay? So I'm like, okay, pour myself a bowl of that, use the milk, there was only a little bit of milk left, so I use all that. I take a bite, the stalest fucking cereal I've had in my life. Absolutely atrocious. Now I hope you can hear me. I didn't realize I was up. Absolute trash. Stale cereal first thing in the fucking morning. The audacity, okay? And I'm like, you know what? Now I just don't want to eat. So I'm like, okay, I was supposed to clean up my car yesterday. I didn't. Let's go do that now. The kids like to help me do that, so I take the kids outside and they're helping me clean out the car. Completely normal, like, morning chore kind of thing, right? We clean out my car. I go back inside. My mom's like, hey, I need you to run to the grocery store for me. And I'm like, Ma! Ma! Guys, there's nothing I hate more than having to go to the store. I don't like going to the store. I don't like shopping. I don't like grocery shopping. I don't like shopping for anything. Anytime I'm like, oh, I have to go to the store for this, it's miserable. I order everything online. And she's like, no, listen, we're running low on toilet paper. We're running low on garbage bags. Like, I need you to run to the store. I need you to get this stuff. And I'm like, huh. And I go to the store. And then I drive like half an hour, go get a pizza, because I really, really wanted pizza. And then I like sat down and I decided, look, King Henry VIII. I have been obsessed with King Henry VIII for the last like week now, okay? And I've been like watching all these TikToks and YouTube videos about King Henry VIII and trying to like get like, I don't know what about it. I'm just like, I need to know more. I'm getting just the right amount of dopamine. What? Who is it? They're just gonna stand in the doorway, so I guess it doesn't matter. I'm getting just the right amount of dopamine from learning about King Henry VIII, alright? And I've been nonstop, so I was like, you know what would be really fun? Because nobody wants to hear my shit, okay? Kessie doesn't want to hear about King Henry VIII. My mom doesn't want to hear about My mom doesn't want to hear about King Henry VIII. My coworkers don't want to hear about King Henry VIII. So guess who gets to hear about King Henry VIII? The internet, okay? I've got pages. I've got pages of notes. Notes. I wanted to make sure I was right. There's so much information. All right, so I wrote it down. I've got pages and pages of notes about King Henry VIII. And whenever stream gets a little dull and I'm searching for something to talk about, we're going on to the next wife. The man's got 6 of them. Let me breathe. Let me clear my sinuses first. Ooh. So yeah. The benefits of having a channel like this, where I can do whatever I want, is I can do whatever I want. And if I want to talk nonstop about King Henry VIII and his 6 wives, and all the TikToks and YouTube videos and stuff that I got on it, I can. So I'm going to. Now, it is the title of the video. And though I have a lot of information about King Henry VIII, I'm not convinced it's 2 hours worth. So I'm not gonna lean right into it, okay? We're gonna build. We've got so much, I promise you. How many pages did I write down? And of course, they're just notes. They're just like single sentence of like a starter for each conversation, okay? And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages of notes about King Henry VIII. It's gonna be good. All right, I can't wait. I've literally like the lore there. I also saw the FNAF movie and I want to talk about that, but I can't yet. I feel like it hasn't hit the spoilers. I haven't given everybody a chance to go see it. It's only been out for like 1 weekend. I think I waited out. Has Film Theory made a video about it yet? When Film Theory makes a video about it, then I'll start talking about it. There you go. I mean a video about after the movie, not the pre-movie one. I need a post-movie video about FNAF. And then I'll start talking about it, alright? Sounds good? Sounds good to me. You guys actually want to play the game? We've had 10 minutes of me just yelling at you. Alright, I hit start. Switch. Oh, lag. Oh, there it is. Maybe? Oh wait, it might not be capturing the game. Where did I... Ooh. Is my stream gonna crash today? There it is. Out to play. Fit the screen. Get rid of that line. And have an awesome fucking time. Did that work? Yes. Alright, I think the music should be fine. Let me know if it's not. I didn't test it. I forgot about that. What were we doing? What was the plan for today? I think what I really want to do is I want to add a second floor on to the top of this. I want to get the second floor going. I think that's one of my main goals for today. Give Minecraft a minute to realize that we are playing a game. Should I start being concerned about moving things over? Oh yeah, Liam. I remember that fucking chicken's name. I swear on it. Okay, Liam and his babies. Liam 2 and oh fuck, they're fucking fast. Ah! Stop being fast. We got Liam and his babies, and then this leads to the mining shaft, right? Like that was the start. I wonder if we should go mining today. I feel like, I mean, I've got a couple diamonds that I don't have on me for some reason, but I have a couple diamonds. Maybe I can go looking for some more. We could make another portal and not use it. So like one of these pathways could lead into another portal room. And then I don't actually know what the plan was for the other 2 pathways. That sounds like past Jasmine's problem and going to be future Jasmine's problem. Because today, my friends, I think the goal is going to be to build the second floor of our house. Because up here is supposed to be like the bedroom. Right now we're living in the living room, but we need to upgrade. We need to move on up to the east side, okay? And I wonder if we should start... How much redstone do I have? Because I wonder if going towards that automatic farm... We got a fucking decent amount of redstone. We could think about the automatic farm. I don't like the idea of trying to redstone shit without pre-planning in creative mode. Because I have a feeling that's going to be embarrassing. So maybe we think about it today. So that I can make some pre-plans for it. And start building next time. But the farm... We can totally expand the farm. We've got the seeds for it. It can stretch all the way to that pathway if we wanted to. I really like that our house is in, like, a little crevice. Like, we've got hills surrounding on either side. It's cute. Okay, so, what I said was we were going to do the second floor today. So, what do I need to do that? What was the plan for the second floor? Oh my gosh, I got the roses last time? Brother, I am not awake. Ew, wait, pause, go back. Get down there. Go. Move your body. We currently have a dirt chandelier. We could do better than a dirt chandelier. Come on. What about... We could do... Hang on. This. We could do one of these numbers. Probably should hold it in our hand. Right? Like that. And then do I have fences? Give me fence. We can make an actual chandelier. Like a cute one. Stick. I have 4 stick. Give me some of this. We've got the most dark wood, so let's go ahead and transfer that into sticks. Just like that. And fence. I don't know how to make a fence off the top of my head. Ferts. That kind. Just like that. That is not enough, but okay. Thank you for the slick offer there. I don't even think this is enough. I think I'm gonna need one more. Give me one more fence. One more fence, please. One more stack of the fence. Love me a good stack of fences. Okay, so do I want it to just go out, or do I want it to go down and out? If I want it to go down and out, I should get rid of that second one. And maybe we can get rid of the first one, too. Just keep jumping. It doesn't matter. Who needs the crab leg? Okay. Boop. Just like that. Come on, place that. Okay, there. Okay. Lanterns would be our best bet, but I understand that that's not exactly an acceptable goal right now. So instead, we'll use these. Oh, I need to be one taller. Lame. Okay. Got that one. Oh, can I get that one? Oh, look at that. Sick. Oh, yeah. All but one. I think that last one's a little bit of an unrealistic goal, though, so I think we need to kind of divert our efforts a little bit. Climb up here real fast. Take one of these, and still not tall enough. Take one of these and just kind of... Right there. There we go. Ta-da! Chandelier. It's a step in the right direction, alright, guys? And that's what matters. Okay, there we go. Nice. It's cute. It's lovely. We could appreciate it. How do I feel about the torches on the floor? Not great. Maybe we can put them on the wall and just hope that mobs don't spawn. Which one of you is it? I'm gonna go with the one that still has the baby. Is Liam. And you are Liam 3. So Liam 3. Just Liam 3. Come on, Liam 3. Come on, Liam 3. They're getting mixed up. Okay, now you guys go back down. I just gotta block. There we go. Go, Liam 3. Go, Liam 3. Liam 3, you're 18 now, and you know what that means. Get the fuck out of my house. One Liam at a time. The other Liams, they get to be free-range chickens. Be free, Liam. Be free, Liam 3. Free Liam 3. My homeboy. One would argue that this is late enough. I've gone to bed. Oh, look, it's Liam 2! See, this is what happens. We just free them, and they can go be with the rest of their siblings. Meanwhile, me and Liam 1 are just living our best lives in the basement. Oh, shit. I never replaced those torches. I got really distracted by the fact that Liam 3 was a grown-up. We do not have the time or energy for that shit. Woo! I think it should be light enough in here now. Just like that. There we go. Maybe right here might be a little dark, but it'll be fine. We'll live. We'll definitely get there. Night-night. Henry VIII, page 1. So it all started with Henry VII. And Henry VII won the English Empire, okay? He was like, yeah, I don't have a lot of details on that because it's not about him. Okay, I know there were a couple bloodlines, all right? And I know one of them was the Tudor bloodline, and the Tudor bloodline is Henry VII's timeline. And Henry VII was like, "Ay, up! It's me time, bitch!" And he became the king. How are you doing out here, Liam III? Is that how we should start addressing the chickens? Instead of Liam 2 and Liam 3, it's Liam III. I'm gonna need wood. How much oak do I have? Fucking none. So that's what we're gonna do when we talk about the fucking English, the Tudor dynasty, okay? Because, man, Is it a roller coaster? Hello, shaman. God damn, you guys are hoppity ploppities. They move funny. I don't like the way they move. That scared me. The music shifting dramatically. Alright, so Henry VII, okay? He takes over. He marries a lady who I thought her name was Elizabeth, but I could be wrong, okay? Because I'm pretty sure that the next Elizabeth we talk about is Elizabeth I. And if she's Elizabeth I, that would imply that there were no Elizabeths before her. But I don't know if that applies only to people who become queen, or if that applies to people who, like, what? I don't know. I don't get it, okay? I'm just not 100% in the loop-de-loop with that, okay? I thought her name was Elizabeth, but I could be wrong, okay? I am, fun fact, not a historian, and don't claim any of this information to be 100% factual. This is just the information that I've gathered and the way that I interpret it. Fun disclaimer for the beginning. So Henry VII, he marries this lady, and they're like, "Ay-op," and immediately get their baby making on, okay? And unlike his son will later be, Henry VII is actually pretty decent at having kids, okay? I mean, they still definitely lean more in the female direction, which wasn't a very good thing for English monarchs, especially back in the day. But, like, they get by, you know? They had the heir and the spare like they were supposed to, and their original heir to the English throne was Prince Arthur, okay? And Prince Arthur, he had it all. Like most of the Tudor children, he was absolutely and totally spoiled, okay? And was, from the moment he was popped out, firstborn son and everything, okay? Like, they were having the best of luck with their child-making sessions, okay? Child-making sessions. That's what I'm gonna call sex from now on. There'd be one way to keep away some people. But yeah, they did it. They've succeeded. And Arthur was going to be, from the second that he was popped out, trained to be king, because that was his job. And that was going to be his job, was he was going to be the king of England when he got old enough, okay? And, you know, the English Empire was kind of finicky in Henry VIII, 7th. Henry VII, we're still on the 7th. Was kind of finicky in Henry VII's reign, okay? He had just taken power. He did not have a whole lot of friends in the other, like, higher-ups of monarchies, like France and Scotland and Spain, and they were trying to think of ways to secure alliances with big, powerful people. Which, if anyone's asking my opinion, is a good call, but there are probably better ways to go about it. Like maybe not getting your toddler son engaged to another toddler before they're even out of diapers would be a good call. Like, I'm not a parent, so I don't exactly know how all that goes down, but maybe we can think of better ways to show that we're friends than getting our kids married when they're toddlers. But yeah, that's what they friggin' did, okay? Because from the second that they could walk, Arthur Tudor, or Prince Arthur, was engaged to Catherine of Aragon, who is going to be a very important lady down the line. I promise you that, okay? So Arthur was not the only of King Henry VII's children, though, because they also had a couple kids. I made a list. I didn't want to get any names wrong, or the order. Their next child was actually named Margaret Tudor, and she, you know, wasn't the most interesting of the Tudor siblings, unfortunately. I mean, she definitely had more story to her than the dead ones. But Margaret Tudor was also another pawn in her parents' ways of making sure that, you know, they were friends with powerful people. And she married the King of Scotland, James. King James. He has a number, but I didn't write the number down. She married a King James of Scotland, alright? And that was kind of just it. That was just kind of her whole story. I mean, I'm sure there's a bit more details in certain depictions, but for the most part, she got married to King James, and boom. Okay, moving on. They had kids. He eventually died. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? The way that most husbands do in the British Empire stories, okay? Following Margaret, though, was, of course, Henry VIII. Which I just think is super funny. Like, imagine, okay? It's like they knew. It's like they knew that Arthur wasn't gonna make it. Sorry to spoil it for anybody who doesn't know the story of King Henry VIII, okay? But it's like they knew that Arthur just wasn't gonna make it down the line and was like, okay, so we're not gonna give him the good name. I mean, I definitely prefer the name Arthur to the name Henry, but, you know, it's been growing on me. The more I said it over and over again, the name Henry has been growing on me, okay? So, they have Henry VIII, all right? And we're gonna get to his story. Following Henry VIII, they had a daughter named Elizabeth who died at 3 years old. And every, like, story that was told about Elizabeth, I wasn't told exactly how she died. I'm not saying that there's, like, no way of finding out. I'm saying that I didn't find it, but I also didn't look very hard. So Elizabeth died at the age of 3. Following Elizabeth was Mary. Mary Tudor is a very famous sibling of Henry. Unlike his other siblings, you hear quite a lot about Mary. And I think the main reason for that is because Mary is named after, Mary isn't named after. The following queen, Queen Mary, is named after Henry's sister Mary. And him and his sister are actually pretty tight, alright? And also, she's just an absolute badass, and we love her, okay? So, Henry VIII actually not married Mary, but he made Mary marry. I love the name Mary for storytelling like this. He made Mary marry King Louis XII of France. Okay, the 12th, that might be the wrong number, but he made Mary marry King Louis, okay? Or Louis, or whatever, okay? I don't fucking care. The name is spelled Louis, okay? I'm sorry. But he made her marry him, okay? It's pretty much what it comes down to. And Mary, at the time, was already in love with somebody named Charles Brandon, okay? She was in love with him, and she was like, listen, brother dearest, brother my love, okay? I don't want to marry the old-ass King of France. And, like, most people would be like, that's a reasonable thing to say. I, too, wouldn't want to marry some old-ass king when I had love for somebody else already, okay? And Charles was, like, kind of good friends with Henry, so you think Henry would be like, oh, yeah, absolutely, that's my boy, right? But no, Henry was like, absolutely fucking not. You're marrying the king. And she's like, okay, I'll marry him under one condition. When he fucking kicks the bucket inevitably, because the dude's already 50 at this point, when he inevitably kicks the bucket, I get to choose my next husband. Henry's like, fucking fine. Do whatever you want. Newsflash. The king died, I think it said like 3 months after they got married, he dies, okay? And when he dies, Henry does not keep his promise. He goes, no, you can't marry Charles. I'm going to pick somebody else for you. You're going to keep marrying affluentially, and you're going to do what I say. And she goes, absolutely fucking not. And she goes and marries Charles Brandon in secret, which pisses off Henry. And originally, he's like, this is fucking treason, and goes to get Charles executed. But after some convincing and arguing, the way that siblings do, Mary was able to convince her brother to just go down to a fine and allow the marriage to happen. So that all worked out for them. They had 2 more children after Mary. They had Edmund, Prince Edmund, who died at the age of 1, and Princess Catherine, who died at just 8 days old, and this childbirth unfortunately also took the life of Henry's mother, which obviously would cause a lot of great sorrow to a child, you know, losing their mom. And let's pause so I can focus on building. Like I said, I don't want to talk all about it in one sitting. We gotta stretch it out a little bit. So we got through Henry and his siblings, alright? Which is just a step, alright? It is but one small branch in Henry's life is his beginning years. It gets a lot worse. How many do I go up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. And then after the first row, it's windows. Perfect. But yeah, right now, our goal is, it's getting dark, go to sleep. We're also trying to add a 2nd floor. I really love the fact that I'm talking about the Mad King Henry at the same time while this creepy-ass music is going in my ears. And it's a lot louder for me than it is for you, I hope. I hope to God I'm not screaming Nintendo music at you. It's just a special request. Alright, boop, boop. There goes Liam the Third! You go, brother! Enjoy your freedom! God knows none of Henry's wives did. Except for Anna Cleves. Fun tidbit of knowledge for down the line of this conversation. Anna Cleves fucking wins. Being married to Henry. She wins. If anybody's curious. She got off the best. Okay, so we gotta have all of these out. Do I have that wood? I do not have that wood. We come back for that wood. Would you, could you in a house? I would not, could not in a house. Okay. The thunder blast wasn't necessary. You're gonna send me into an early shock-induced coma. And click. 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 And this one, originally, in this house, in the original design, has it so that the second floor is also disturbed by the entryway. But I think I like the idea that the entryway now just has like a slight awning instead of the teardown that pretty much happens to it in the original design. It looks really awkward when I do the roof. And guys, this roof is going to be the most ambitious thing I ever try to pull off in survival mode. How do I do it? It goes 3 and then 2 for that one. But that doesn't matter because over here it goes 2, 3, 1. Okay. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Nope. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. 2, 3, 1 is what I'm talking about for the columns. Okay, there we go. Disappointing. Boop. Boop. Then we're gonna go up here and make sure I get the window shaped right. Because it goes like that. Simple enough. Gosh dang it, that hurt my soul. Like that. And then, can I jump? No, okay. But that's the beginning of the shape, and then it goes up and then to 1. So there we go. That should be easy enough. Do you guys see Henry the Second down there? I hope that's Henry the Second. We actually have no way of confirming whether or not Henry, Liam. Gosh. We should change the chickens' names. Boop. Boop. Okay. I need a lot of name tags if I'm gonna keep doing this with the chickens. I'd like to one day just be wandering the way that I do and just stumble across a chicken with a name tag that says Liam the Fourth, and I'm like, oh. Boop, boop. Oh. Give me more. Okay, there we go. Boop. 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 Alright, we have the shapes. Alright, the shape is... No, we don't. That hurt my heart. There we go. We have the shape. The shape is the most important part, as everybody knows. So we're gonna build... we're gonna do this first. Make myself another stack of wood. Would ya, could ya, should ya? Okay, and then that fix itself. Okay, good. Boop, boop. 3, 4. I don't think that's right. Hang on, we're gonna have to recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We're at 5. We need one more up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Ah, that hurt. Oh my gosh. Fall damage is not the way we're gonna go. It's the way I'm gonna keep yeeting myself off the ledge of these things, though. I mean, whatever floats my boat, honestly. What? How does it go? Like, shit. Hang on. I can't math from the up. You need to math from the sides. Just like that. There we go. Okay, so 2, 1. Just like that. That's all it's supposed to do. Hop, place. Flawless. Do it again. Just like that. Go all the way across. Sorry, I don't actually have the ability to talk and build at the same time. It makes me a little stressed out. Just like that. Oh my goodness. Look at that, guys. We have a genuine window space. What happened to the water? Did I do that? Nobody's more disappointed in me than me, okay? Alright, and then we're gonna do that again, but to every other ledge. Just like this. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. We eat fall damage for breakfast. As long as it's not a big enough fall to kill us, we're fine. Get rid of that last heart for me. There we go. Okay, we can start yeeting ourselves off ledges again. See, that didn't even take a whole heart. We just gotta place that block faster. Block clutch. Woo! Alright, and then we get to trying to do this from the side. Just like that. Do. And then this should connect all the way across. Just like that. Alright, any issues that happen, we can just fix in production. We're gonna yeet ourselves all the way off the ledge of this fucking building at some point. Just like that. With just a slight click of my hand, I'm going to yeet myself into space and time. And then I'm gonna cry. Because when I say that I've been doing this for 7 days, that's only partially true. Yes! I'm sorry. Did something happen to them? Did something happen to them? Oh. Well, I've got the actual lenses in my eye, so... That's fair. The dog ate my contact lenses. I was very sad. Contact lenses are very expensive. It was a whole ordeal. I am not going to go fix it though. Alright, let's place that. And just like that. And would you, could you please eat some bread before you die a tragic death? Boop doop boop doop boop 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 doop boop, like King Henry's wives did. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. I think that's what started it. I think that's what started the hyperfixation, was that TikTok audio that was like divorced, beheaded, divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Which, like, cute, whole vibe. Alright, am I already hungry again? I haven't even filled my health bar yet. Come on. Use those carbs the way that they were intended. I've collected another egg. I'm going to assume that you are Liam the 4th. And that you're standing by my door because you're ready to go. So let's go, Liam. Liam, come on. Enjoy the great outdoors. Liam! I kicked out Liam the 4th! Bro, you're just laying eggs everywhere. Somebody just really wants to pop out another kid. And look, good for you. Liam the 5th. I'm gonna really hope that was actually Liam the 1st's egg and not Liam the 4th's grandbaby. Oh, I went down there for wood. Ah, my brain. There, that kind. Guys, by the time I get done with all these chickens, there's gonna be more Liams than there are Henrys. How many Henrys did there end up being in the British Empire? Like, I know that the Tudor dynasty ended. I think. Once you get to Henry's death, I kind of stopped paying attention. I kind of know like a little bit about his kids and their reign, and that's about it. Boop, 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 boop. I yeet myself off these ledges like it's not a hardcore world. It's fine. I will definitely be okay. That might not be right. That one might need some correction. And whoop! Oh no, I did do it right! Look. Look. It's nice. I did it nice. Now all it needs is a ceiling, but that's okay. Who needs ceilings? They just keep you confined. We want to be free like birds. Free like birds. I want to feel the rain. I want to awake to the rain falling on my skin. No, I'm kidding. We are going to work on the roof. The problem is that I did make the roof really complicated. And that's all on me. I made those decisions. How did I do the sides? Did I do the fencing for the sides? I did not do the fencing for the sides. I just really thought about it. So what we are going to need is glass. The growling in my ear is scary. Guys, Percy scared me today. I was coming inside from fixing the backyard, and when I came inside, Percy like gutted down the stairs super fast. Oh, I have plenty of glass. Percy like came rushing down the stairs super fast and scared the shit out of me. I don't know why. It's like I forgot I had a dog. Glass for the windows, from the window to the wall. We're gonna skip the part about balls. No! Don't misclick glass. Do we look like we got the money for that? You know what we also don't have the money for? The fact that I have to find a way to place the, what are they called? The things that you put around windows sometimes. The stair things? Yeah. I have to find a way to place those above these now that I've put all the glass in. But that's fine. That's fine. That's future Jasmine's problem. Woohoo. Too bad for her, am I right? Alright, so we are gonna have to go mining today because I do not have enough deep slate. I have nowhere, like, I know I've got a decent amount. That is not gonna be enough because the entire roof, which I think is gonna be next episode's problem, is gonna be made out of deep slate. Like, we're gonna get the materials for it, but it is not on me to build it today. We don't have the time. We don't have the energy. Alright? Don't fall down. Don't fall down. Please also be putting these on the right way, because I don't know. No. No. Just like that, just like that, just like that. So it's looking like we're getting some strip mining today, which is good, because that gives me more chance to talk about Henry VIII. Because we only got through the siblings bit, guys. We're 40 minutes in, and I've only done fucking 1 page out of 7. Did I do one on the sides? I'm pretty sure I did one on the sides for it all, too. No. Fix. No, that's the wrong tool! I'd be the worst carpenter IRL. Just like that. There we go. This sounds like Luigi's Mansion. Don't ask how I can tell you what Luigi's Mansion is off the top of my noggin. I'm waiting for Luigi to start yelling in my ear. I think it's an instrumental, so I don't think we're gonna get to hear Luigi yelling in my ear, but I'm waiting for it. I bet these are all upside down. I'm not even gonna fill the hole because I know it's upside down. That's what she said. Fill the hole. Sorry, I'm 12. But, no, that's all you're gonna give me? Oh, there it is, okay. Are they upside down? Are they? Did I do it right? Did I do it right? Did I do it right? Oh, yeah. Did it right. Did it right. Who does things right? Not me. But I did it right this time. Creeper blows me up. End of series. Deletes channel. Oh my gosh, I actually succeeded. I did this correctly. This house is coming out so nice, too. I'm so excited. No! No! I did this. My reckless behavior has caused a squid to die. I am an awful person. Nobody else shall die to my neglect. We're filling this hole. There you go. The grass will grow and no one will ever have to feel that pain again. Damn, that was brutal. Alright, let's go fix the wall, I guess. No. I'm gonna go back to the mine. Back to the mines. I can't get, I gotta get the energy back on track. Fuck, that was emotional for me. If I put this here, I'm not gonna have a way to get back in. Let me just make another hole, I guess. That's what he said. This looks wrong compared to the other ones. I don't know. Okay. No reason to leave the house again. There we go. Got windows. Nice. We're gonna change the floor design. I'm sure we're gonna use some other material, though. Maybe it will be deep slate. We'll use a different material to put some texture and design, I guess. I don't know English. I'm learning, just like you. I was thinking about making a kids channel. I thought that'd be cute. I know I cuss a lot and I make a lot of inappropriate jokes, but I am a preschool teacher and I do know how to entertain and teach kids. So I thought it'd be funny if I made a kids channel. But I'm kind of convinced I would start one and it'd be too good. I go into children's entertainment. I don't think I like that. I think I want this to leave. I feel like this ruins the vibe. Nope, that's not gonna work. Just keep jumping, just keep jumping, just keep jumping, jumping, jumping. What would you do if you jump, jump, jump? I learned a secret about Mexican jumping beans. Would you guys like to hear something about Mexican jumping beans? So I never had Mexican jumping beans because I was broke and we didn't buy anything unless it was like gonna last, all right? And everybody knew Mexican jumping beans were only fun for like 5 minutes. So my mom was always like, no, gross, fuck that. You know what I learned? That there was an actual living creature inside of them. That we were buying moth eggs. That's what Mexican jumping beans are. It's a type of moth that's very common in Mexico, okay? And they tend to lay their babies inside of beans. Okay? Inside of these beans, they lay their babies, okay? And when they're jumping, it's because they're trying to get out of the hot Mexican sun. They're hopping because they think they're going to die. We are torturing these little things, okay? And then they hatch, and little moths come out. And the moths do come out most of the time, okay? And they come out, and they only live like 2 to 3 days. And by the time they hatch, they take quite, it's a kind of an incubation period, okay? By the time they get out, they're fucking, you know, already in rough condition. And they like are stuck inside that fucking plastic container in your fucking bedroom drawer. No Liam the Sixth, sorry. It's a very dark story that I've learned about, and I didn't appreciate it. I didn't want to know. I wish I stayed in the dark, and I won't allow other people to be as ignorant as I. We all needed to know. And now you know too. What will you do with this knowledge? Stop the production of Mexican jumping beans 2024. That's my campaign. Put me in the presidential race. I don't think I qualify, surprisingly. And it's not just a string of murder investigations, because technically you can get into office with some criminal records. I think it has more to do with the fact that I'm a woman. Pickaxe. Triple pickaxe. We're ready. Get ready for some long adventures. Put these back there. Go here. Make a... It'd be really fun if we found a mine shaft. Diamond sword, sword, sword. My diamond sword, sword, sword. Do you like my sword, sword, sword? My diamond sword, sword, sword. No. We need... Fuck. Crafting bench. There we go. That was the word I was trying to think of. And then we should make more bread. Check the surrounding areas for safety. We're good, we're good, we're good. It's getting a little dark. Maybe we'll be able to get bread in time. Replanting is not priority number 1, though. Alright, ready? Nope. Like this, please. It goes right into the water. Shoot. We're gonna need to come up with a plan B. Because if it's all collecting in the, I mean, unless I put... Because the plan is to, of course, do a water-themed farm, right? Okay, it's getting dark. We go to sleep now. The plan is, of course, do, like, a water farm where, like, the water... Maybe what I need to do, okay, is I put pistons underneath every single water pocket. I would have to lower the amount of water pockets for efficiency, because right now it's more decorative. But if I lower the amount of water pockets, put pistons underneath them, so that when the piston goes up, the water goes up, it floods the place, all of the seeds go somewhere. I would need to make sure that there's a drain out, okay? That all the seeds and the bread and everything, it goes, right? And it goes good. And when it goes, it, hopefully, can we do that yet? Not yet, I don't think. We're gonna have the ability to, autocraft, right? That's what we're building towards in the Minecraft community. I want it to go the same direction every time. So if we could just get more going, I'd appreciate that. It'd probably go into the ocean, right? So I would need pockets going into the ocean. I would need droppers going into the ocean. Okay. Some droppers in the ocean. Love that. A dropper in the ocean, a change in the weather. I was praying that this farming thing would end up better. Okay, let's get all of our stuff. We're gonna get rid of all this, okay? The plan. The plan, which I'm sure everybody's very curious about, is we're gonna clear our farm so that we have a good amount of bread supply before we go into the caves. I did not jump. You're a liar and a bastard. So we're gonna get a good amount of bread and everything sorted out, and then we're gonna go into caves. And that's where I'm gonna finish my story about King Henry VIII. Which is very important to me. That one I deserved, okay? That one I'll take full credit for. Yes. I love being a tractor. That's what I was meant to be. Maybe in another life. Alright, let's get all of this. Just like that, right? And ta-da! It's naked now. Replanting. This is the most boring part. This is not what I was meant to do. We just walk and we place and we hope that we don't miss anything. And it's not the most fun, but you know what? This is how food is made, all right? And it's not always supposed to be fun. At times it's a little boring. I have more seeds. Ooh. Got a lot more seeds than that. I'm definitely more fertile than King Henry VIII. Every time I make a King Henry VIII joke, I'm just so proud of myself. Definitely stretching that theme across the whole video. What did he have? Like 3 kids? I mean, the pregnancy was all definitely up there, but like... I think he only had 3 kids that survived childbirth. And they didn't have protection or anything back then. That was just him. Or really bad luck picking out women. That could also be it. But once you hit 6 wives and only 3 kids, I think that you can kind of take the blame. I think you gotta accept a certain amount. I mean, I guess those are only official kids, because he had bastards. I just don't know anything about the bastards. And I say that term affectionately. I'm a bastard. Technically. By term. Out of wedlock child. Booyah. Do we have the bastard club here? Do we get t-shirts? Like introduce yourself like an AA meeting. Hi, my name's Jasmine. Hi, Jasmine, and I am a bastard. Alright, here we go. We've done that. Take care of all these. We've got so many seeds. We will get to expanding the farm at another date. Right now, food. I still have seeds. I'll never be free. Food. 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 Brood. 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 Oh, okay. Finished the other stack. I'm like, that is not 64. I don't think that's how bread works. Still have a baby, Liam. Liam the 6th. ¿Cómo está? It's fine. I didn't want to talk to you anyway. Alright, so we have a couple almost dead axes. We have a couple pickaxes. We have shovels. What do we need? Blocks? That'd probably be a good call. We've got my emergency bucket. Blocks. It's probably be a good decision, though. I have the emergency bucket. I don't think I'm actually going to be able to do anything with the emergency bucket. Like, if it came down to it, pretty sure I'm just fucking SOL. Oh, torches should probably be on hand. The stone pickaxe is kind of just here for decoration at this point. Get rid of that. Anything else we should have on hand? We have iron, we have sticks, we have a packing table. We'll be fed for the next year. Let's bring another stack of torches just in case. I think we're good. I think we go. I think we go. Go forth into that great night. I moved these blocks and there's just a horde of zombies behind them. That's what I was waiting for. Okay. Then we go down and we continue our conversation about Henry VIII. Alright? So we talked about all the siblings. We have Arthur, Margaret, Elizabeth, who died, Mary, Edmund, who died, and Catherine, who died. Catherine also took her mom with her. Fucking out the door, alright? And of course, by this point, Arthur is like 15 years old and he gets married to Catherine of Aragon. Catherine of Aragon, married 24 years. I'm a paragon. But yeah, that's next, okay? So he gets married to Catherine, right? Everything's hunky-dory, grandioso, okay? They get married. He's only 15, though. And I don't know if you've ever, like, met a 15-year-old, but they don't exactly know what they're doing as a husband. In the slightest. So they get married and they go to their like little secluded castle where they immediately get sick. Almost day after their wedding, they both get sick, okay? I think it was swine flu. Could not confirm or deny that information though. Fact check me, I dare you. So they both get very, very sick. And when they get sick, because Arthur is the product of a lot of inbreeding and has a poor immune system, and there's a reason why all the Tudor kids are dying out, okay? He does not make it. He kicks the bucket pretty fast, actually. He's okay? And with Arthur down for the count, the future king of England out of the running, all right? That means that our main man, Henry VIII, is now next in line for the throne. Ika, if you want to come hang out, come over here, bro. You've got fucking wings. Come here. Don't just sit over there and be loud. So Arthur's out of the running, which means that our main man Henry is now next in line for the throne. And he is not ready for this. As in most situations, most people just expect their brothers to survive to adulthood, alright? But no, not our man Arthur. He decided that he was just not feeling these vibes and wanted to go check out the afterlife party, alright? So he goes, and he dies, and now Henry is in charge. Like he's next in line, which means that King Henry VII, we'll just start calling him 7 for continuity. 7 over here has got to come up with he's got to make sure that Henry goes from 0 to hero. All right, and during Henry's youth, he was kind of a party animal. All right, he's the kind of guy that you would be like, we're throwing a party, we gotta invite Henry. Oh, but I don't like Henry. Yeah, but Henry's really fun at parties, right? Like, that's what people are saying. What is the gap between here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So far, so good. Breaking Deep Slate takes forever, but unfortunately, Deep Slate is what we need. So we need to bring this ceiling down to continue the pattern that I want. But yeah, Henry's kind of a party animal, alright? People like having him around. He's a pretty cool dude. And Henry's also like, and like this is coming from a good amount of people. And like, I guess people can lie. But people liked Henry. They thought he was a pretty okay guy with some pretty okay morals, and he had some very good teachers growing up who wanted him to be a good person and worked really hard towards getting him there, alright? So, when you hear about all that, and you hear about the stuff that is to follow, you get a little confused. But there's one key moment in Henry's life that I think we can all, like, proudly testify probably is the reason for most of his problems, alright? And we'll get to that a little further down the line. So, the reason, as mentioned previously, that Arthur was engaged and married off to Catherine of Aragon is because Catherine is a Spanish princess. And 7 over here wanted to make sure that his family has strong allegiance with Spain, okay? That was his main goal with that marriage, alright? But with Arthur out of the way, how can they guarantee that the allegiance is still where it's supposed to be? They can't. I mean, they can't, as in their minds, they can't. Realistically, why can't brothers just shake hands and be like, yep, friends to the end? The only way that anyone back in the day could agree on anything is if somebody got married to somebody else, alright? Because family ties meant everything to those people, or at least they pretended it did, because a lot of times they just ignore them. But yeah, Henry VIII got engaged to Catherine of Aragon. That's his first wife. He got engaged to her. It was an arranged marriage by his father. And they're like, yep, this is how we're going to keep the allegiance alive, is we're going to make sure that Henry and Catherine marry. And at first, you know, Henry's like, we can't do that. First of all, I am a child. Catherine is a couple years older than me, all right? I think she was at this point, I think he was like 10 and she was like 15, right? When his brother kicked the bucket. I think that's right. Don't quote me on that one, okay? So, yeah, he's like, and also, there's a verse in the Bible that straight up says, and they're very Catholic during this time period, okay? There's a verse in the Bible that straight up says, hey, you can't marry your brother's widow. If you do, you will have a fruitless marriage with no children, okay? And that's what the literally Bible says it, okay? And so King Henry VII goes to the Pope and is like, can we make an exception? And the Pope's like, yeah. And the argument that they had is that Catherine and Arthur never consummated the marriage. They never did the deed. Which, like, they're 15-year-olds and they got sick almost the day after their wedding. So I wouldn't be shocked if that was true. But we have no way of actually knowing. It's not like we had camcorders back then, you know? But yeah, they said that Catherine and Arthur never consummated the marriage, which means the marriage was never actually official. Because it's a very big deal. You have to consummate marriages to make it official back in the day, alright? Forget those people who just, like, are ace and choose never to have sex, you know? Not that every person who's 8, you know what I mean. Those people who don't want to have sex with their partners. That just devalidates their marriages and stuff like that, but whatever. We're not talking about 2023. We're talking about the 15, I have no idea when this stuff goes down. I am the worst with dates, okay? I had to write all this shit down for the names. Asking too much of me to keep track of the dates, too, alright? But yeah, Henry marries Catherine. But before he marries Catherine, his dad actually dies, all right? Henry VII kicks the bucket. And everybody's kind of happy about that, all right? Because nobody really liked Henry VII. He was a bit of a tool. Not a tool. A tool would imply that you could use him. He had no use. Except to take a bunch of money from other royals and tax people up to the hoo-ha. Do you want me to come get you? I guess I'm gonna go get him. Go get him. You stop. I'm grabbing him. He's yelling at me. You're gonna go up on me. What? What do you want? There you go. That shoulder. My bad. You want the shoulder with the hair. Here. He's queer. We've got our very own Ikaloo! He's on the keyboard now, and now it's just me. Everybody's favorite. I do need you off the keyboard, so... Get off! Get off the keyboard! You could be on my fingers, you can be on my shoulders, you can be on the chair. You cannot be on the keyboard. Okay, on the screen also works. My nose really itches. I'm allergic to the bird. I am. Fun fact, pretty convinced that I am allergic to that bird at this point. I should turn the music down. There we go. That seems like a more reasonable volume. Alright, back to game. Now that Aika's joined us, he's ready. So yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah. King Arthur kicked the bucket. Is this the next page? I can't tell. Do I have pages that thick? Yeah, okay. So, and you know, what most people were thinking was, if Henry is now, you know, his dad's dead, does he have to go through with the arranged marriage to Catherine? No, he doesn't. He could do whatever he wants now. He's the fucking king of England, alright? But at this point, he loves Catherine, and he does this a lot, where he marries for love is kind of his thing. He only there's no arranged marriages for Henry. He doesn't do anything for political gain. He only ever marries people because he is most of the time lusting after them. But in Catherine's case, people legitimately believe that they had a good marriage. I mean, they were married for 24 years. You don't marry somebody for 24 years just because, alright? But yeah, he marries Catherine. And back then, as I think I already said, Henry was known to be a Renaissance man. He loved art. He loved music. He loved theater. He loved to have parties, and he loved to be around people, and he was known to be a very generous king. At the time, people loved Henry, okay? He gave, like, people would come to him, commoners, like, would come to him all the time and be like, my lord, please help me with this. And Henry was always the first person to be like, yeah, absolutely. If you wanted something, you go to King Henry. And King Henry, 9 times out of 10, would give it to you. Which, of course, bothered the people his council, who he inherited from his dad. I've already been here. Like, his dad gave Henry his council upon his death. And the council is like, dude, you can't be spending all this money. We're gonna go broke. Like, we're gonna lose everything that your father worked so hard to build. And Henry was like, fine. Fine, I'll calm down. I'll do it. So, the only thing about Henry that I would say is a bit of a downer is, he did really want to fuck up the French. Like, really want to fuck up the French. Like, was gonna do anything in his power to take over France. And that would be one of the things he, like, most people be, if it wasn't for everything else he did, that's probably what he'd go down in history for, is trying to take over France. Where'd music go? Is it reloading? Yeah, continue watching, please. Except that you did switch. There we go. So yeah, King Henry, right? My nose! Why do you have to have so many feathers? He really wanted to fuck up the French, okay? And he had this guy named Cardinal Wolsey, okay? And Cardinal Wolsey was pretty much Henry's yes man. And he wanted to go and, like, fight the French. And the council was like, you can't, Henry, you can't go fight the French. We don't have money. We are so poor because of you. Like, we can't be going to wars and shit right now. We don't have the funds, okay? And Henry was like, aw, that makes me sad. I'm a sad king. I want to go fight the French. I don't like their baguettes, you know? And Cardinal Wolsey, I think that's how you say it, Cardinal Wolsey was like, listen, you are the King of England. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And Henry was like, oh shit, yeah. So Cardinal Wolsey starts helping with, because, you know, cardinals work through the Pope. So everything that the cardinal says is supposed to be able to work as long as the, like, king agrees with it, right? So Cardinal Wolsey starts making all these rules and decrees that the king can have more power, doesn't have to go through his council and all this stuff, right? And the council is like, fuck, we are screwed. We are so screwed. This man-child is in charge of our country, and he's not making smart decisions, and now he's got this fucking cardinal in his pocket, giving him everything he wants. Like, this is not gonna go well. Alright? So, once he gets help from the cardinal and is able to officially go to war on France, he dips, okay? And he's like, haha, bye, my wife's in charge. And he leaves Catherine in charge of the home base while he's gone. The way that a wife would be in most of these case scenarios. But I think it's really progressive, all things considered, because most of the time they didn't think that women should have power. Like, it's a whole thing, okay? But yeah, at this point, Catherine is very pregnant, and she's beating off the Scottish on the other side, which I think is interesting, because I could have sworn that that's what they married off Margaret for, was to make sure that the Scottish wasn't trying to fuck up the English anymore, but whatever. But yeah, eventually Henry, you know, the prophecy came true with the whole, you're gonna run out of money or thing. And they ran out of money, and Henry had to come home, and he failed. He fucking went through all this effort of trying to beat up the French, and he couldn't do it. He didn't have enough buck for his bang, okay? Usually it's the other way around. You don't have enough bang for your buck. He doesn't have enough buck for his bang. Alright, he doesn't have enough money for the shit he's trying to pull off. So he had to come home. And at this point, Catherine has had, like, 4 miscarriages. And she finally gives birth to a healthy baby. And, you know, you think this would be a time for celebration for Henry, who has been wanting nothing more than a child, since the moment he got, you know, sired in as king. But no, he's extremely fucking disappointed because it's a girl. How fucking dare you, Catherine? Like, you get to pick the sex of the baby. It's a baby girl. Her name is Princess Mary, and Princess Mary, will later be the reason why we know the legend of Bloody Mary. So that becomes her name later on down the line, but we'll get to her, I'm sure, at another point. Mary is born, and Henry's like, fuck! What is this place? Why am I just surrounded by women? And the cardinal, what did I say? Okay, here we are. Back to where I was. I had to reset. My nose got clogged. So, Henry's mad. He's big mad. He lost the war on France, and he lost the war on his wife's loins. Okay, and he wanted a boy, and he's not getting a boy. He got a girl. And the cardinal, you know, his job is to keep Henry happy. Cardinal Wolsey, as we had previously discussed. His job is to keep Henry happy, so that way he doesn't, you know, get rid of him. And he keeps getting all these cool promotions and shit, right? And all this money that Henry keeps handing out. Yeah, I know, Ica, right? I want a piece of that. Give me a piece of that dollar bills, y'all. But yeah, all this, he wants to keep all the good stuff that he's getting for keeping Henry happy. So he goes, hey, like, maybe you don't need to be known as the warrior prince. like the warrior king. And maybe instead you can be known as the king who brought peace to his empire and, you know, had peace with France. And Henry's like, that doesn't sound like as cool, but like it's something, okay? And they decide to go out of their way to make peace with France. And that doesn't last long, okay? We've got this boy, Charles V. He is the king of the Roman Empire, all right? And he's also Catherine of Aragon's nephew, which is super fun. And won't come back to bite us later, I'm sure. Comes to Henry and is like, brother in Christ, listen to this great news I have for us, okay? What if we form an alliance and together we take down France? And Henry's like,
that sounds like a fucking great idea, dude.
So in order to secure their alliance, Henry does the one thing that his family just can't seem to stop doing, and that's marry off their children. So at 6 years old, Mary gets engaged to her 22-year-old cousin, Charles V of the Roman Empire, alright? So there's another war on France, okay? And they have like this deal set up where they're like, listen, okay, this is the day of the battle. We're both gonna show up and we're both gonna kick some ass, right? And we're gonna win the French Empire, okay? We're gonna do this and we're gonna do this together, brothers, right? You know the way it is. You know how it be. When you get a couple men together and they're agreeing on something, they just feed off that energy, all right? So Henry, he shows up. He does exactly what he was supposed to. You know, I was told very clearly in a lot of words to show up this day at this time and this would happen. And he shows up and Charles doesn't. Charles is like, oh, I think I'm going to sit this one out actually. And Henry's like, oh, okay. Sure, I guess, right? The way you do when you're feeling like a little hurt, but like can't actually do a whole lot about it because fuck it, I guess, you know? So he shows up and he does the battle alone. And then they do it again. He doesn't win that battle. He loses, okay? So they set up another date, another time, and they're like, okay, we're gonna try again. All right, you got me, Charles? You got my back? And Charles is like, abso-fucking-lutely I do, brother. I've got you down. He also doesn't show up to that. We got another no call, no show, all right? And Henry again loses that battle epically. Okay. So, then the third one, they again are both like, okay, we're both going to show up. We're both going to be there. And Henry's like, "You know what? I'm not going to show up this time and he can be humiliated this time instead of me being the one that gets left in the dust. I'm not going to go." All right? And Charles actually shows up to this battle. All right? And he fucking wins. And they get through the French, like he wins France. Okay? And Henry is like, so like, I'm so glad that this worked out. And he's like, yeah, you know, like Charles is like, yeah, you know, I'm so good at this shit. And Henry's like, does that mean that I get to be the king of France now? Like, you said that you were gonna give me the territory after we won. And then, like, when I passed, it was gonna be, like, you and my daughter were gonna rule. And Charles was like, actually, I fucking hate that idea. I don't want to marry your ugly-ass kid. And I'm gonna take over France by myself. And, you know, Henry's like, aw, fucking bummer, bro. And pretty much just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do, okay? So now he's mad. Okay, he's mad, especially at Catherine, okay, because Catherine has 2 fucking jobs as the queen, okay? Job number 1, give him a male heir. She didn't do that, okay? She failed that. Fucking dunsies. Only had 1 daughter the entire time. Like, fuck. Alright? Job number 2 was to keep her fucking family in check, alright? Make sure that her family is nice to Henry and the you know, British Empire and everything works out the way it's supposed to. Those are her 2 jobs. That's it. That's the entire thing, okay? And she does neither of those things because her fucking cousin just came in. I mean, her nephew, I think it's her nephew just comes in all willy-nilly and breaks the deal, okay? So now he's mad at Catherine, okay? And he's been eyeing up her handmaid, all right? Her handmaid's Anne Boleyn. And that's when she enters our story, all right? Anne Boleyn is, you know, everything that Henry wanted to be and more, all right? She was worldly. She spent a lot of time in France, so she had a lot of friends up in the high, French royals and like stuff like that. Like she had connections. She was gorgeous, okay? She was friendly, and she was Protestant, okay? But she had a firm belief in saving herself for marriage, okay? And there's nothing that our boy Henry loves more than the chase, okay? So he had already, like, he sleeps around. Henry sleeps with anybody who will give him the time of day, okay? But not Anne. And he had already, like, hooked up with her sister and a whole bunch of other people, like, that she knew, and, like, all of Catherine's other handmaids. But not Anne, because Anne was like, listen, if you want a piece of this ass, you're gonna have to put a ring on it. And he was like, fuck yeah, I will. What? Like, anything for you, goddess. Right? Complete and total simp. And he goes, I do want to marry Anne. And I love Anne. And I want to be with Anne now. And I'm all done with Catherine. So I'm going to go to the Pope. And I'm going to request a divorce. And divorces are hard to get in Catholicism. You're not supposed to do it at all. You have to get it approved by the Pope if you want anything to do with divorcing your significant others, okay? So he goes to the Pope and he's like, listen! Technically, we shouldn't have been married anyway, alright? I read the Bible verses, okay? Pope guy, I read it, okay? And I should never have married my brother's fiance. And the Pope doesn't really want to hear it, okay? Because he knew about that Bible verse, okay? That's one of the reasons why they had to get the marriage specially approved, okay? It's because it shouldn't have happened in the fucking first place. He knew that. Everyone knew that. But they convinced him to sign the papers and move on with it, okay? And he's like, well, listen, I've only had one child my entire marriage, and it was a girl. And I think it's because God thinks I'm sinning and doesn't want me to sleep with my brother's widow anymore. And I think that it's time for me to move on. And I really want to be with Anne. And, you know, the Pope's like, absolutely not. And part of the reason why a lot of people think that the Pope said no to it in the first place is because Charles V, welcome back, buddy, is kind of up on his dick. Charles is up on the Pope's dick and is, like, trying to take down his, like, region and his reign and everything like that. And if he were to agree to let King Henry divorce his aunt, he's got a feeling that that might make Thomas not a very happy camper. You've got to be specific, man. I've said a lot of fucked up shit in the last 2 hours. So he thinks that if he lets him divorce his aunt, then it's, like, he might not be a very happy camper. So Henry, like, it takes him 2 years to tell Henry no. Like, over 2 years, you know, Henry's trying to fight for this divorce, okay? It's 2 years, Henry's trying to fight for this divorce, and it's just not working out. He's getting nothing out of the Pope. So finally, he's like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Flipping pages for my next set of notes. So he goes, fine, you know what? I had so much faith in Catholicism and so much faith in the church, but if the church isn't going to help me out, then I'm done helping out the church. Fuck Catholicism. We're moving on. From now on, we are the Church of England. All right? Ha, ha, ha. Okay? So now that he is officially head of the Church of England and doesn't need to listen to anybody anymore, not even the Pope, he divorces Catherine of Aragon. All right? I couldn't tell you what happens to Catherine after this fact. That's not my business. Okay? She stops being his problem. I'm pretty sure she's fine. Like I said, she was a Spanish princess already, had a lot of connections, and didn't need anything of the sort. Okay? Like, being married to Henry was more of an inconvenience than anything else to her, I'm sure of it, after a certain point, okay? So, finally, he divorces Catherine, and he gets to marry Anne Boleyn, alright? And Anne Boleyn is like, yes, living my best life, living my best truth, getting it down with the king, right? And soon after that, after marrying Anne Boleyn, and this is a very important part of his story, and one would argue to be the turning point in Henry's life, okay? He's jousting. Like, he's been told a million times not to do, okay? He's jousting. He's living his best life. He falls, and he falls hard, and lands on his fucking head and on his knee, okay? So he's fucked up his head, and he's fucked up his leg, okay? And from this point on, you can see a very sudden and large increase. I have dug too deep. You can see a very sudden and large increase in beheadings and executions in Henry's timeline, okay? What level am I at? I just accidentally took a screenshot. It's fine. I need to be a Y11, so we're gonna go up a bit. We've definitely gone too far. hang on. We got some jumping to do. So some believe that because of this accident way back when, it's led to the reason, like, we're pretty sure that Henry lost his mind. Pretty sure they hit his head so hard that he literally lost it. Like, he literally went crazy. That is a lot of people's very firm belief, okay, is that's what led to everything that is to come to follow. And I think the person who paid the largest price for that is Anne Boleyn. Alright? Nobody liked Anne. Alright? Nobody liked Anne because she was strong. She was smart. She was outspoken. Alright? And people no bueno, okay? They are not a fan of women like that, okay? Especially women of power. Like Anne Boleyn, okay? So, Anne had 4 pregnancies in her lifetime. And one of them resulted in Princess Elizabeth, okay? And that's it. Which means that we've got another wife who isn't producing a male heir. Fuck. Okay, that's all you have to say when you hear that is fuck. Because as we previously learned, 1, 2, 3, is that what I'm doing? 1, 2, 3s? Okay. As we previously learned, that's all Henry cares about, is he wants a male heir. And he's not getting it. So now he's mad, he's crazy, and he's ready to do whatever he needs to do to get what he wants out of any woman that'll give it to him at this point, okay? So, enter Thomas Cornwell. Cornwell, that's how you say that name. He wants to be Henry's new right-hand man, and he's ready to do anything to get his way. Alright? And that includes causing the death of a couple innocent women. Okay? I mean, innocent is kind of iffy, but I don't know. I don't feel like what happened to Anne was deserved, and I feel like that a lot of things that resulted could have been prevented if Thomas would have just kept his fucking mouth shut. Okay? So, Thomas, he goes and tortures a musician who was very close with Anne for the court. He was a musician for the court, and he was very close with Anne, and he tended to flirt with her a lot, which I guess isn't a good call in the first place. Like, you probably shouldn't flirt with the queen, but a lot of people suspected that it was more of a playful flirt than an actual, like, pursuing flirt. And because of this, being caught publicly, you know, flirting with the queen, Thomas Cromwell decided to torture him until he admitted to having an affair with the queen, and also admitted that the queen has had several affairs with about 4 men, I think they said. Ooh. 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 Oh. Oh, no. Ooh. Ooh. We shouldn't. We should just cover it up. It's a large opening. Large openings equal death. Just cover it up and keep going. Alright? We're gonna die. This guy's gonna shoot us and we're gonna go off. We're gonna go off the ledge. Here he comes. I don't have a bow yet. Maybe I might. We might. Let's go up. Let's go up and come back down. Our pickaxe is getting kind of low anyway, okay? What was I saying before I got distracted? But yeah, one of the people that he admitted, like, that the musician said that Anne had an affair with is actually one of her, like, her own brother, right? And people questioned the authenticity of this confession because it was under duress, and, you know, a lot of people will do or say anything to make the pain go away. So, you know, it's kind of iffy on whether or not this information is factual or not, and we have no way of knowing for sure. I'm gonna go with that's Liam. Where is this chicken? You are not Liam. You are Liam the 6th. I don't have seeds on me, Liam the 6th, but I'll be back for you. We're gonna sleep through this night, and we're gonna go get more supplies to get more hunting. Hunting? We're hunting to get more digging done. And once we get back into that strip mine vibe, we will be sure to continue our story. Let's take care of all this shit. I do need cobble. Grab another stack of cobble. Get rid of all this stuff that we don't really need. And what was the other thing? I was gonna see if I had a bow. I have arrows, but I don't think I have a bow. Can I make a bow? Hang on, I got another fucking house full of shit. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, our little farm's coming along nicely, part 2. Love that for them. Down into the dirt room. Bow. String. White wool. String. Okay. Feathers. Also good. Bow. Put string away. Don't need. Ica's out, so now I'm gonna have an allergic reaction to the fact that he exists. String. Flint. Anywhere? No? Could use some more arrows if we're gonna go all can't miss ever shot up in here. Don't ruin the garden. The house is progressing, alright? We're getting there. It's close. We gotta do that roof. And we might have enough deep slate, but I'm actually having a pretty good time mining and talking about King Henry VIII, so... Arrows. Feathers or... flint. Sticks I have. Let's see. What can I make? We got 27 now. That's a step in the right direction. Okay, and we probably want another pickaxe. Another one. There we go. Okay. I'm ready. Let's go have some combat. Alright, where was I? Alright, so, yeah, we got Thomas, who is just ready to do whatever he's got to do or say to keep Henry happy so that he can have his way. Okay. Which is just unfortunate. Because this is not the only one of his wives that dies because of him. Okay? And, you know, Henry didn't even want proof. He just said, okay, and let his wife get brutally murdered. Like, awfully. Did I run past it? I think I ran past my hole. Where's my hole? Yeah, he just, he literally just went and had her executed by a beheading. And almost immediately after, he married Jane Seymour, which I believe was one of Anne's handmaids. So he's got a very big thing for handmaids, in case you can't tell. So he marries Jane Seymour, and Jane Seymour, there's not much to Jane Seymour. She doesn't survive very long. The poor girl cannot catch a break. She's a very good wife. She's very soft-spoken, and that's exactly what Henry wanted from a woman, is he wanted somebody who would shut up and let him do whatever he wanted. And this resulted in snipe. I thought I actually hit him. I just got the achievement for trying. Which I love for me. But yeah, she's very soft-spoken, and Henry, you know, really appreciates that about her. He loves that she's quiet and lets him do whatever he wants. And the one time that she does try to speak out against him, and tell him, like, hey, is there any chance that, like, you can be a little nice to these people? Because I think it was a bunch of rebels, and she wanted mercy. She was like, hey, can you do me a favor? And, like, you don't have to, like, you know, let them live or anything, but can you do something else besides, you know, rip their skin off of them and let them boil in oil or whatever it was that they did at the time? And he was like, listen, do you want to end up like Anne Boleyn? And she fucking shut up for the rest of their marriage. And finally, they were pregnant before they got married, but you can't prove that anywhere, but you know it. Everybody knows it, okay? Finally, her first pregnancy results in a baby boy! Henry, my man, is finally getting his way, alright? Which, like, good for him. Sniper. First creeper kill. Woo! I want that stuff. Give me that stuff. The bat scares me. We're gonna just go above this cavern, because I don't want to deal with it. Okay? I'm here to strip mine. That is it. That is all. That's my one goal. Thought I saw red eyes behind me. I was like, so Jane Seymour gives birth to Prince Edmund, and immediately, like, they, like, try to hold off on having his party because, like, the baptism, because, you know, they've had so many, Henry himself has had so many failed childbirths in the past, but eventually they figure out that Edmund's gonna live, alright? And Jane is so sick that she can't even go to his, like, baptism, and eventually, soon after, dies, due to her injuries in childbirth, unfortunately. Peace out, wife number 3. Okay. And this actually hurt for King Henry. Like, this was a loss. This was a wife that hi. Y'all are ceiling climbing over there. I love that for you. Live your best life. I'm gonna keep digging. I'm not digging, placing blocks. I should put a ceiling on this thing, huh? Ceiling on my little pathway. Sounds good. This is an inconvenient cavern for me, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, absolutely. He grieves Jane for 2 years. For 2 years, he does not remarry, and he wears black, and, like, is actually sad to lose her, okay? And that's why in the musical 6, you hear the line, Jane Seymour, the only one you truly loved, is because that's what they think. That's what they genuinely believe, except for, I'm pretty sure that if Jane would have survived long enough, it probably would have gone pretty similar to the way that it went with everybody else. Unfortunately, I think at this point, Henry had kind of lost it. And there was no going back for any of the women in his life to live to see adulthood. I mean, not adulthood, but, like, their old age. I'm pretty sure they're all fucked. From the moment that you marry Henry, you're fucked. It's pretty much how it is. Except for Anna Cleves. Go, girl! You live your best life. We'll get to her. Okay, I think she might even be next. Yeah, she's next! Anna Cleves! Anna Cleves got lucky as hell. Okay? That's what it comes down to. Minecraft. Hi, Jake. We're talking about King Henry VIII. We're doing great things. We've got progress going down. Alright, seal up this ceiling so that the spiders don't come in. Mining, I think is a good, I think that's kind of what we're doing. A little bit of both, honestly. Right now, I'm just making tunnels. Lots of tunnels. That's kind of the goal. I want to be consistent with my tunnels. Alright, so, where was I? Jane Seymour dies. 2 years later, Thomas, who we've already talked about, Thomas Cornwell, who is Henry's left-hand man, and we've had some discussions about, is like, brother, my brother. It's been 2 years, okay? You only have one son. We're gonna be fucked if you don't remarry. And Henry's like, okay, fine. Fine, I'll remarry, I guess, but just know that nobody's gonna be as good as Jane. We love Jane, okay? And Thomas is like, fucking whatever, man. You say and do whatever you gotta do to justify this. You need to remarry. And Thomas comes in with a bunch of portraits of single women, in, like, Europe, and it's like, these are your options, dude. Like, which one do you like? Which one tickles your fancy? And he sees a portrait of Anna Cleves, and Anna Cleves is, you know, German, and she's pretty, and she's worldly, and she doesn't really need a prestigious marriage per se, but like she needs to marry or she's gonna become like an old maid, which is like a crime back in the day, right? So he's like, that one's gorgeous. Like, that's all I care about right now. Give me the gorgeous German lady. And Anna Cleves is like, okay, I guess I'm marrying this guy who's had fucking 4 wives already and fucking had one of them killed and one of them died. Like, he seems to be a little cursed, but I mean, 3's not bad. It's not a bad number for marriages at this time for a guy, okay? So he gets engaged to Anna Cleves, and Anne is like traveling across fucking Europe trying to get to England to meet her husband for the first time at their wedding, or like they're supposed to. And George is like, I mean, not George, fucking wrong king. Henry's like, look, I want to meet this gorgeous woman who I've seen in this portrait, okay? I want to meet my wife, okay? And at this point in his life, I feel like it's important to note that Henry went from this super, like, handsome bachelor guy to a bit gross, all right? Remember that accident he had when he was married to Anne, where he, like, you know, fell off of his horse while fucking jousting? Yeah, and he, like, hurt his leg. That leg is fucking gross now, okay? It is covered in ulcers. It is leaking pus. It is just, all in all, a little bit disgusting at this point in time. Not ideal, okay? And also, because of his hurt leg, he hasn't been working out the way that he used to way back in the day, right? And he's kind of super overweight. He's super overweight. He's got a gross leg that's leaking pus. And he's like a gross old man is pretty much what he is at this point. And he goes, I want to meet my wife. Like, I mean, my fiance. Like, it's been months of her traveling out here. I'd really like to meet her in person. So he's like, I'll disguise myself as a commoner. All right. He's like, he's been watching a lot of Hallmark movies, I feel like, at this point in his life. He's like, I'm going to disguise myself as a commoner. Okay, and I'm gonna go and meet my wife, my fiance, for the first time, okay? So he dresses up, all like mustache and glasses mode. Time to go be sneaky. And he goes up to this poor girl, all right? And he goes and he kisses her hand, okay? And she goes, ew. She literally goes, ew. Please don't touch me. Help me, please. Gross old man, okay? And this, of course, kind of offends Henry. He's like, bitch, what the fuck? And he, like, undisguises himself and goes, it's me. I am the king. And you, you gross. I'm not gross, you're gross. And he pretty much says that Anne is ugly and that Anne, isn't worthy of the crown, and that, you know, he can do a lot better than Anne, and she's ugly, and she's fat, and she smells bad, and I don't want to marry her anymore. And the, like, British Empire is like, oh, well, you're, like, it's like, if you don't marry Anne, you're fucked. Like, Germany is gonna be so mad, and he's like, fine. I'll marry Anne. I'll marry Anne, and he marries Anne. And Anne's not exactly happy about the situation either. Okay, like, she's not as downright rude as Henry is at times, but she's not happy that she has to marry this gross old man. Okay, like, she's like, okay, fuck it. And pretty much the moment that they get married, Henry's trying to find a way out of it, okay? He's like, what can I do to divorce this lady? Like, what? And he goes to Anne, and he's like, and keep in mind, they never consummate the marriage. Like, it's so bad that, like, Henry's leg and his mind and everything is just so fucked up at this point. He can't get it up. And, like, listen, it happens with age, guys. Don't be self-conscious about it, all right? And he uses Anne's hideous appearance, which, like, if you ever seen a portrait of Anne, you would know that she's not. If look up Anna Cleves right now, and you'll see a portrait of her. She's not an ugly girl. Like, there's a reason he picked her in the first place. It's not like they're photoshopping her portraits, okay? He just is struggling with his manlyhood and isn't having a good time at this point, okay? So they never consummate the marriage, and he's like, Anne, listen, babes, please? And Anne's like, okay, I'll do it. I'll divorce you, okay? But you better be paying up, motherfucker. And he's like, fucking deal, alright? And he says later in life that Anne is like a sister to him, and he's glad to have her. She hangs about, like, she doesn't go anywhere. He says that Anne's like a sister to her, and that he's glad to have her in her life, his life. And it's kind of, all in all, not a bad ending for Anna Cleves. Like, could have definitely done worse for herself, you know? We love a baddie that wins in the end, okay? Out of all of his wives, Anna Cleves, she fucking won. She won being married to Henry, okay? She didn't have to sleep with him. She didn't have to, like, get her head chopped off. She divorces him, and now he pays out. He pays her to just fucking stay out of his way, alright? And she's like, fine, alright? Whatever works for you. So that's what happens, alright? But he ain't mad at Anne. For some reason. He's not mad at Anne. And for Anne, it's like, whatever, man. You're just a girl. It's not your fault that you're ugly, right? Thomas, on the other hand, Thomas is gonna pay for his crimes here, okay? He goes to Thomas and he's like, Thomas, listen. You brought me an ugly girl. I'm insulted. And Thomas is like, bro, you picked her. And Henry's like, out of the pictures that you showed me. And he wants Thomas dead. And also on top of that, there's a couple other little treason things that Thomas is now being charged with. Like trying to overthrow the crown or whatever. I don't know. So he decides that, like, Thomas is getting beheaded, okay? Like, he's kicking the bucket. Kick rocks, dude. Join Anne in her fucking numbers, alright? And before he dies, Henry remarries again. And this is wife number 5, okay? Wife number 5 is going to be Catherine Howard. And Catherine, I think I have to say, is just, like, the saddest, like, wife story. And I don't know if I've already said that or not for another wife, but I genuinely think that, like, what happened to Catherine was fucked, okay? So, I guess to fully understand Catherine Howard and her stories, you're gonna need to hear about what happened to Catherine when she was younger, okay? So, first of all, Catherine marries King Henry at just 17 years old. At this point, I think Henry's, like, 50, and Catherine is only 17, and he, you know, is, like, that one, and picks her out, and they get married. Like, she's a child, okay? Like, she's little. And to make things even worse, when she was, like, younger than that, she was living with her step-grandmother, and she was being assaulted, essayed by her music teacher, and, like, it was bad. And then afterwards, she was in a romantic entanglement with a grown man, who I don't remember who he was. It's, like, Francis Daum, or something like that. He was also, you know, a little bit cradle robby, because I think she was like 15 when that affair was going down, and he was a grown man. So it's really sad, that after all that in her life, that she then ends up being forced by her uncle to marry King Henry. And King Henry is obsessed with Catherine. He's like, oh my gosh, look at this pretty girl. Like, she's so pretty, she's so nice, she's so popular, like, I'm so, like, in love. And Catherine is just not feeling those vibes, obviously. He's old and he's gross and he's overweight and he's got a gross leg, okay? And she doesn't even want to be here. And she's super, like, uncomfortable. So she is having a couple affairs, and one of them is with, like, pretty apparent and out there. And she's doing her best to try to cover up like everything that happened to her in the past, because if the king finds out that she's, you know, been sexually active, then he's gonna kill her, and she knows that, but she's also 17. And of course, as one final like hope that this would help him, Thomas, the guy who has already gotten Anne killed and almost resulted in the other Anne getting killed, Thomas writes a letter to the king stating all of Catherine Howard's sexual past, and ends up getting, and the sexual stuff that she's going through now. We're gonna hold on to as much copper as we can, and ends up getting Catherine Howard executed in the same way that Anne Boleyn was, and the same way that he soon after would be. So it's very, you know, it comes to pass. It's fortuitive, I guess, is the best way to do it. He caused a lot of harm, and like in the end, of course, all the blame falls on Henry, but like he definitely had a part to play in a lot of the deaths that happened to the queen consorts of France. I mean, not France, England, for sure. So in the end, bye, bitch, right? Like, get out of here. So he gets killed, and we move on to the final wife and the last wife of the last wife of King Henry VIII, okay? And that is Catherine Parr. All right. Fun fact about Catherine Parr. If you haven't been paying attention so far, we have Catherine of Aragon, Anne Boleyn, Jane Seymour, Catherine Howard. Nope, skipped one. Jane Seymour, Anna Cleves, Catherine Howard, and now Catherine Parr, okay? He's married 3 Catherines. Is that the only name they knew? No, it wasn't. Because guess what? Guess what? Catherine Parr was named after Catherine of Aragon. She was born and named after her godmother, Catherine of Aragon, okay? What am I doing here? I got distracted talking about how she was named after Catherine of Aragon, okay? So, yeah, that happened, okay? So she's named after Catherine of Aragon. Catherine of Aragon's actually her godmother, and they were very close when Catherine was growing up. And Catherine ended up becoming the handmaid to Anna Cleves, and that's how she, not Anna Cleves. Yeah, Anna Cleves, and then eventually became handmaid to Catherine Howard as well. And that's how she met. Whoa, I'm mixing people up. That's not how it was. Let me try again. Rewind. Erase everything I just said about Catherine Parr. I'm getting tired. We're 2 hours in the stream now. Let me try again. I'll read this time. Catherine Parr was engaged to be married to this guy. And she did. Her mom made her marry this dude. We need to melt. We need to melt. Melt. Melt means take this, go like this. This is the soundtrack from Luigi's Mansion. Go like this, and boop. Boop. There we go. Take some of this, put this in here, and boop. Okay? So, what was I saying? Catherine Parr originally had already been married, and her husband died, and she didn't really like him. And when her husband died, her mom had already died. So she remarried, this time at her own free will, to a fucking old-ass man, okay? And this old-ass man was already sick and not doing really great, alright? And they eventually ended up moving to, you know, more towards the big city, because they didn't feel very safe out in the country anymore, because they had been mugged and ransacked by a bunch of Catholic sympathizers, and it was not a very good vibe out there anymore. And when she did that, she met Thomas Seymour. And if you don't know who Thomas Seymour is, he is the brother of Jane Seymour, who is the mother of Prince Edmund, so one of King Henry's former wives, and the mother of his only son. So, you know, Thomas and Henry are kind of tight. Am I already at a full stack of that? What can I get rid of? I've got a lot of eggs hanging out in my inventory, but I'll tell you what, the copper's gonna be the first to go. I tell you what. I think I should be done collecting copper for now. Or maybe it's time to start making our way up. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start making my way up. We'll put a little torch here. Next time we need to go mining, this is where we start. We're gonna tear this world up, brothers, alright? So, where was I? She meets Thomas Seymour, and her husband is about to kick the bucket, and her and Thomas are getting a little close. But the thing is that Henry already has his eyes on her. So he's like, hey, Thomas, you want a promotion? And Thomas is like, sure. And he's like, great, you're going to the Netherlands. And he kicks Thomas out, right? Thomas goes to the Netherlands. Jane's wife, Catherine, oh my god, there's too many wives. Catherine's husband dies. And almost immediately after, she marries King Henry, okay? And Henry is already sick as can be. Not doing very hot. Not feeling great. And a lot of people think that this is what resulted. Hey, Liam the Sixth. You want to make your way up the stairs? Oh, okay. Just yeet yourself off the ledge. That's fine. A lot of people think that this is what resulted in Henry deciding to marry Catherine, is because he wanted somebody who he knew could take care of him in his old age. And, you know, somebody had experience doing that. So he ends up marrying Catherine, and he starts kind of getting closer and closer to kicking the bucket. And one of the last things he does with his life is decide, one more time, guys. One more try. We're gonna conquer France. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get it done. So he goes on one more war on France, okay? And he actually won the battle. He didn't take over France, but he won the battle, and then he came back, okay? And as he's getting sicker and sicker, he, like, Catherine is, like, getting a little too up there with her, like, head. She's getting a little too full of herself, okay? She's kind of convinced that she holds all the power now, okay? And this is upsetting some people who are in charge. And they go to Henry, who's, like, dying at this point, okay? And they're like, hey, Henry, get your wife in check, bro. Like, she's questioning you. She's questioning your authority. You need to get her under control, all right? Look at all of Liam's children. Loose in the field as they should be, okay? And Henry's like, okay, well, we're gonna get her arrested and we're gonna question her then if she's gonna be doing things like that. But Catherine has eyes in the skies, okay? They intercept the letter. They bring it straight to Catherine, okay? And Catherine goes to Henry, and he's like, hey, she goes, hey, babe. Hey, babe. What's this? And Henry goes, look, this is how it is. This is what it's being. This is how I feel. And this is what's going to happen if you don't watch yourself. And she's like, Henry babes. Henry babes. I don't question you because I don't think you're right. I question you because you're oh so smart. You're oh so smart. You're oh so smart and strong and always right. And I want to learn from you. And how better to learn from you than to ask all these questions and make sure that I know what's happening. I just want to be a good wife. And Henry's like, I'm smart and always right. Like, listen to her. Catherine can do no wrong. She totally just won. I don't know what you guys mean. Leave my wife alone. She's my moon and stars. Okay, like, she at this point has won him over, okay? And then Henry dies. Not peacefully because of that fucking leg. That leg. Modern medicine, Henry could have lived a lot longer, okay? Even with all the incest blood. And upon his death, I don't remember who goes first, if it's him or his son. But his son died. I think his son dies after him, okay? So Edmund becomes king. I don't even think he officially becomes king. I think he dies before he can get, you know, fully inaugurated. Is that the right word? I think he dies before he gets fully inaugurated as king. And then his daughter Mary takes over, and that's where we get the legends. Her official title, this is such a badass name, is Bloody Mary, okay? And her one goal in life is to take England back into the rule of Catholicism, okay? And then Mary dies. I don't know how. And her younger sister Elizabeth takes over and becomes Queen Elizabeth I, which is known as one of the best queens or monarchs in English history, all right? And I don't have a whole lot of information on them, but maybe I can look into it. We can talk more about it next time. All right? But yeah, that's 7 pages of notes about King Henry VIII and all of his wives. There we go. I did it. I got it off my chest. I finally info dumped, okay? I have been wanting to info dump so bad. And I got to do it. Next time on Minecraft Hardcore, we've got to make this ceiling. That's the next goal. And the ceiling is complicated, okay? And I'm probably going to do a couple practice runs in creative mode this week, okay? We got to make this ceiling, okay? We might do some more mining. I kind of want to I want a mine shaft. I want to find a mine shaft. I want to get a bunch of rails. And I want to get a rail system going. I said that we were going to do the automatic farm. That might happen next time. Probably. We'll probably do the roof and the farm. And that's probably all we're going to have time for. Eventually making a chest room. That could be nice. Having a chest room could be quite the adventure. And that's kind of all I have planned for upcoming. Eventually, I'm sure I'll have more ideas though, because this series, of course, is 100 days in Minecraft Hardcore. Like, that's the goal, and defeating the Ender Dragon. So we've got a lot on our plate. Nether or not, here we come. Not next time, but it's in the future, alright? Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed and you haven't yet, make sure you hit that follow button so you can hear more from me in the future. And of course, there's also a whole bunch of socials in the bears below that I would love for you guys to check out. I uploaded a YouTube video recently. I think it's pretty good. If you haven't checked that out yet, check it out. I'm also like 3 followers away. I'm like 3 away on YouTube from 50 followers on YouTube. So if you haven't followed me yet, do it now. Now is your time. Get in there before it becomes a hype, all right? You want to be able to say, I was here before 50, okay? So get there if you haven't already, okay? I will be back Tuesday, Halloween, for some Phasmophobia Halloween. I'm excited for that too. And I will see you guys all in the next one, all right? Okay. Bye, everybody.